Hey, church family. I'm sure missing the opportunity to get to see your faces regularly, but I want to take this opportunity to talk briefly with you about some very important things that are going on during the pandemic. And I want to invite you to help your church grow during this difficult time. First thing I want to invite you to do is to worship. Worship with your Oxford Church of Christ family. If you can't come to the building, get online. See the beautiful service. The production we have now is highly upgraded, and we want to encourage you to be there with us and to take communion with us as a church family all at the same time. We're doing our best to keep the worship at the building extremely safe. Everybody wears masks. Everybody's physically distanced. But we know some of you can't be there, but let's all worship together. The next thing I want to encourage you to do is to be generous. Throughout the ages, whenever crises have occurred and church folk step up, God is glorified. Whether it be when Christians went into the plague areas, risking their own lives to care for those who were sick, or in generous donations. I want to read to you from 2 Corinthians chapter 9. Remember this, whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and whoever sows generously will also reap generously. Each of you should give what you have decided in your hearts to give, not reluctantly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver. And God is able to bless you abundantly, so that in all things, at all times, having all that you need, you will abound in every good work. As it's written, they have freely scattered their gifts to the poor. Their righteousness endures forever. Now he who supplies seed to the sower and bread for food will also supply and increase your store of seed and will enlarge the harvest of your righteousness. You will be enriched in every way so that you can be generous on every occasion. And through us, your generosity will result in thanksgiving to God. So we want to encourage generosity. And I want to speak frankly to you for a minute about giving during the pandemic. We've had about $1,100 shortfall per week over the year 2020. We want to encourage you to increase your contribution so that as a body, we can continue to do things that none of us could do as individuals. So we can reach out, so we can do kingdom works. And not just in your contribution in the plate each week, but generosity in opportunities like supporting the Hessel Roads in Rwanda, or just tipping big the people that take care of you when you go to Kroger or to get fast food. Let's show that during this pandemic, we truly believe what Paul wrote in 2 Corinthians and give generously. I also want to encourage you to pray like never before. Kingdom prayers, big prayers. I want you to pray about us being able to meet our budget so we can continue the good works that we've begun. I want you to pray for those missionaries, the Hessel Roads in Rwanda. I also want to alert you to an event that's going to occur probably on September 23rd at the Pavilion, the old Armory. There'll be an outreach event starring our local minister and author of the book, Wrestling with God. Look for advertisements and for opportunities to participate. Pray kingdom prayers. Pray for God to bring healing through his church, to bring healing to our community, to our county, to our state, and to our world. These are truly troublesome times, and we want prayers for church leadership and for revival in Oxford Church of Christ in the spirit of our membership in reaching out for the sake of the kingdom. Also, we want to make you aware of some good things that are already going on. You can get online or call Leslie and get a link to see Doug Shields Jr.'s incredibly good Bible class that's recorded on YouTube every week, currently on Colossians and Philippians. I want you to participate actively in Mike Williams' prayer ministry. There's an email that goes out every day calling for prayers, a petition for specific folks. There are FaceTime opportunities every 5:30 Sunday in the Dahl driveway. There's a FaceTime that you're invited to. Let us know. We do a brown bag meal After we get seated, we remove our mask and enjoy fellowship and talk about the sermon and talk about opportunities like the Pavilion Outreach. I want you to be aware there are Zoom classes like the Home Builders class at 8:30 Sunday morning. There's a Sunday evening worship service that goes on out at Davisfield. These are all face-to-face, in-person things. Tremendous outreach going on for the campus ministry, and by the Rebels for Christ website, you can learn more about that. You can take opportunity, if you're homebound, to do a Bible study on your smartphone with YouVersion, and you can invite fellow members to join. If you need help with that, give Eric Dahl a call or call the office with Leslie. There are opportunities that are all around us. Our counseling ministry is active. If you need help, call the church office. There are individuals who are doing Bible studies. I spoke with a church member this morning who reminds us that being in the church building is not the only time we're being church. She testified about walking with a friend down the Whirlpool trails and how she felt like she was being church by sharing that fellowship and encouraging that individual. Be the church. Be encouraged. God is working in the middle of this pandemic to do wonderful things. Let's be a part. I pray that your wisdom would abound more and more in depth of insight so that you'll know what's best to do. God bless you and keep you till we meet again face to face.